more. Pull my stream up. Sound check. Hey, I'm just doing a sound check real quick, guys. How we doing? Can you hear me? Gucci? Are we gonna pretend I can hear you from upstairs, my love? Good, sounds good? All right, perfect. So, today we're making some Fleischkuechle, which is a traditional German appetizer. It's kind of like a pierogi, mainly because my Discord asked me to do that today. So, what it really entails is this is our flour, salt, baking soda, and shortening mix. We're gonna get that working with some milk to make a dough. Then we're gonna add all these the salt, pepper, the meat together, and that's gonna be the filling. And then we are gonna deep fry. So over here I have my deep frying station. Cast iron, vegetable oil. I did a little bit of olive oil for color and taste, and then I have my drying rack, well, draining rack, whatever you want to call it. Without further ado, I just need to grab the milk and we can get into it. Low-fat milk. Germans have a tendency to put a lot of everything. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. That is filled with hot sudsy water to make cleanup afterwards. And then I have this little thing, which I'm just gonna beat all this into a mixture real quick. And then I'm gonna let it rest. And then we have to roll it out, cut into eight even pieces. It's more of a appetizer today than an actual meal. Like, you can make these things huge, like a calzone would be. Oh, nightbot. Yeah. So, I'll have to work it in a little bit by hand, but we're not making a whole lot today. I do try to keep these cooking streams nice and quick. Hi, Maria. But kind of got what we need out of that. This dough is notoriously sticky. I should have floured my hands before, but my wife was getting hungry, so it was time to start cooking. What am I making? It's called Fleischkuechle. It's in the description. The spelling's a little wonky. Because German, you know. They know how to spell everything. Is this my first stream? No. I stream mainly video games and Twitch. But when I'm a trained chef, so when my Discord asks, I teach them how to make something. So I have my beef here now. I'm gonna add the garlic. I'm only gonna add a little bit of the onions to start with. My mom likes extra onions on hers, so I'm just gonna be throwing extra into hers. And as always, we season, salt and pepper. Slow bobas, I'm from India. Let me see here. And yeah, we're gonna put you on timeout there, homie. We're here to learn how to cook. Which ironically is a great way to see boobs, but whatever, right? So now I'm just gonna start mixing the meat filling together. Salt, pepper, garlic, and minced onions. Yeah, he's timed out. He's removed. I saw it. He can still watch if he wants to learn how to cook. So we're going to be making about 8 of them today. Smaller in size than you would think because my mom really wants hers in covered in onion. I like to cook for my whole family when I do this. I did remove him. He's timed out. He will not be able to message you. Well, he won't be able to comment on the live stream. If for whatever reason he gets a DM, or you get a DM from him, just block his ass because we don't fucking play that game around here. Yeah, I'm glad I saw that when I did. I do not play around with that crap. So I got a little bit over a pound. So a pound is 16 ounces. So I'm looking for. Can we see your family? No, my family is working at their bar right now, and my wife is finishing laundry. I just like to cook for them. Other than that, in the household, we have cats. Excuse me. So I'm going to be removing about 2 ounces. That was closer to 1.5. I really just want that to hit 14 ounces for me. 13 is good enough. Be sure to subscribe if you like cooking or video games. Typically what we do here in the panic room. Can you show our cat? My hands are covered in dough. He would not appreciate that. Maybe afterwards when I get my hands washed up and stuff. But I have 4 cats, 3 tuxedos, and a redheaded stepchild. So I'm just pinching off about 2 ounces at a time here. I'm just rolling them into neat little balls. It's going to make flattening them a lot easier. Close enough. I'm kind of glad my families don't watch these. Understand? Oh, word, yeah, I'm not tripping. If I was tripping, I'd buy new shoes. Gonna get my hands clean real quick and I'll show you what I just did. As always when cooking, have hot sudsy water near you. Just makes life easy. I'm gonna wipe down my scale as well. So we're gonna be putting the raw meat on it. But all I did there was pinch off about 2 ounces, because I had a pound. 2 ounces per Fleischkuechle, which I don't know if that's singular or if that's plural, but anyway, we're gonna start rolling these guys out as soon as I find my rolling pin. Move him out of the way real fast. Now, typically you would use a saucer for this. I don't happen to have a saucer. So I'm going to show you this part as well. You want to take up just about half of it, and I'll show you here in a second again. Should have used a floured surface for it, but no biggie. And then, don't leave any gaps in it. And then just make sure it's fully sealed on all sides. And then it's going to go in the deep fryer. The pan I have is probably only going to be worth 4 at a time. I got a little too rough with this guy. He'll be all right though. There's a lot of traditional German techniques to do this. Not the way I'm doing it. I think I helped my grandma out once when I was a kid. But now just smoothing the side, making sure there's no gaps in it, because otherwise it's just going to go right into that beef. Yeah. I should have grabbed more flour. Oh well. So Maria, where are you from if you're still watching? Might be easier to just do it by hand rather than using that rolling pin. Been a while since I've done this. Okay, I'm going to start deep frying and while I work on the next floor. Whenever you're doing this, you always want to make sure you keep them separated from each other, otherwise they're going to stick together and be a huge pain in the ass. And then check all sides. And always go away from you when you're putting things in the fryer. That way if there's any splash, it doesn't splash toward you. I am deep frying on a lower heat than I normally would for something like chicken or anything like that. And then I have a metal spoon over there. I don't know if I showed you to flip it. I'm gonna leave the last two for my mom to get nice extra onion because that's how my mom wanted them. Well, Mama wants, Mama gets. Y'all know how that is. It is important to remember to let them fry. Ugh. So that the beef can cook all the way. That's another reason I'm doing it low. Although I might need to flip them real quick. Extra onions for Mom. I mean, I'm not using up all my meat, it looks like, but with the seasonings I used, I can use that elsewhere in a pasta or some other dish. We're just gonna move fast. They are starting to brown. Onions for Mom. Yeah. This one's gonna end up being mine. Royally fucked it up. Oh well. Yeah. My first time doing this in a long time, so I'll take you over to the deep fryer station. That, my dear friends, is what you're looking for. I just flipped them over so the underside can do that. You're gonna let those cook all the way through, then you're gonna put them on a wire rack to drain out, and then send them home to Mom. That's pretty much it. If you guys got any questions or want to talk about it while I'm doing this, now's the time, because once this batch that I just rolled up is done, I'm probably gonna start cleaning up. So. I would do these with a nice cream sauce, like a bell mesh or something like that. But that's just me. Kind of doing a fusion thing. Yeah, if you guys need any kitchen tips, you'll notice I'm throwing a lot of things in a sink. That's always filled with hot, soapy water. Those guys weren't quite ready yet. I didn't like the brownness on the bottom. Anytime, I can start cleaning up. My leftover onions. My leftover beef. And then, yeah, if nobody has any questions or anything like that, I'm going to end the stream. If you've seen this after the fact, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. There should be a link to that on the channel. If you guys want to see me cook something else, just let me know. Godspeed, God bless, don't panic. Bye.